It is Friday, January 29th, 2021, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Today on the show, we look back on last night's wild doubleheader at East Bay, get you ready for this weekend's All-Star opener, and we have news from Daryn Pittman and results from last night's Short Track Super Series opener, so let's jump in. After the remainder of Wednesday's action at East Bay was postponed, we got sort of a Lucas Late Model Dirt Series doubleheader last night. They ran the full Thursday program first, reworked the track, gave teams time to work on their cars, and then turned right around and completed Wednesday's racing as well. Tyler Erb entered the day as the series points leader following his Tuesday night win. The night's first feature was led to green by Boom Briggs, but second starting Bobby Pierce was quickly to the lead at the green flag. A few laps deep, there was trouble for points leader Erb when he and Mason Ziegler tangled, sending Erb spinning into turn one. The two had made contact a few times in the early laps, and it appeared as though Ziegler had had enough. Erb would be involved in multiple incidents through the race and end up 13th. After the restart, ninth starting Stormy Scott was on the move, grabbing the top spot from then leader Brian Shirley on lap 7. Scott survived multiple cautions, including one for a massive pileup into turn one that looked like the big one at Talladega, and rolled the bottom on a difficult racetrack to take the win. It was his first career Lucas win. Kyle Bronson finished second, Tim McCready was third, Frank Heckenast Jr. was fourth, and Brian Shirley rounded out the top five. That massive crash at lap 13 was started by a spinning Shane Clanton after contact with Heckenast. The incident collected something like 16 or 17 cars, including guys like Jimmy Owens, Devin Moran, Rick Eckert, Josh Richards, and several others. The big hammers were definitely needed to straighten bodies in between the two programs. In the night's second feature, Brandon Shepard was the pole sitter, but Mark Whitener rolled the top at the green flag to grab the early lead. This race was again marred by a ton of cautions, and it wasn't long before we got the dreaded R word. The track took rubber and forced everyone again to the bottom. Josh Richards grabbed the lead from Whitener on lap 7 and was able to conserve enough tire over the remaining laps to stay out front and grab his first win of the season. Brandon Overton finished second, Hudson O'Neal third, Brian Shirley fourth, and Devin Moran rounded out the top five. Following the night, Brandon Overton has assumed the series points lead with Devin Moran back up to second and Tyler Erb down to third. What a wild week it's been so far at East Bay. We've seen some very different tracks all week, but the racing has been very difficult. Lots of cautions, lots of crashes, lots of trouble for some really big names. Jimmy Owens has 3 finishes of 18th or worse. Tim McCready has 3 finishes of 15th or worse. And Jonathan Davenport hasn't finished inside the top 10 all week after absolutely dominating out at Arizona Speedway. I think a bunch of these guys will be happy to get out of East Bay on Saturday night. Through 5 Lucas races this season, we have 5 different winners in Larson, O'Neal, Erb, Richards, and Scott. Moran and Overton have 3 top 5s apiece to lead the way, and only Brandon Overton has finished in the top 10 all 5 nights, and he leads the way with the best average finish in the series at 5.2. That certainly explains his points lead at this point. The series is at East Bay tonight and tomorrow before heading to Bubba Raceway Park next Monday and Tuesday. You can watch the racing live tonight on MAV TV Plus and the MAV TV Facebook page. The All-Star Circuit of Champions season opens tonight at Screven Motor Speedway in Georgia. The series races tonight and tomorrow before heading to East Bay on Monday and Tuesday next week, and then Volusia for DIRTRACKR Nationals. This opening stretch of races in Georgia and Florida are only for money and trophies, with the points-paying races not starting until Attica in April. Screven was open last night for practice for the teams, and 23 cars took part, with Tyler Courtney going quick time on the night. Other drivers that were in attendance last night included Gio Scelzi, Kel Conley, Kerry Madsen, Anthony Macri, Cole Duncan, and Danny Dietrich. I would guess we'll probably be close to 40 cars for the 2 nights, with several drivers and teams not participating in the opening night of practice. We should see the TSR cars of Donnie Schatz and Tony Stewart, Aaron Reitzel, and several others. The 12 full-time drivers we know about right now for the All-Star season are Corey Eliason, Tyler Courtney, Brent Marks, Kyle Reinhart, Bill Baylog, Ian Madsen, TJ Michael, Justin Peck, Lucas Wolf, Skylar G, Hunter Schoenberg, and Zach Hampton. We are still waiting to see if Zeb Wise joins that list as well. This championship fight will be wide open this season with Aaron Reitzel's departure. I think that's why you've seen some of these drivers jump in. I think the 2 front runners for the championship right now are Corey Eliason and Brent Marks. This will be Eliason's third year on tour, and he did a decent job to keep it close down the stretch last season against Reitzel. Looking at his numbers, I do think he'll need to find some more consistency this season if he really wants to grab his first series championship. He only had 3 wins to Reitzel's 11 and was a top 10 runner about 67% of the time. I think he'll probably need to be a top 10 finisher at least 70 or 75% of the time, along with probably 7 or 8 wins to grab the championship. As for Marks, I certainly think he has the team and equipment to compete at a very high level, and he was much better in the second half of 2020. He looked strong at Eldora, winning the opening night of the Governor's Reign as well. He has plenty of experience, running a tour with several outlaw seasons and several outlaw wins under his belt. He will also need to find some consistency, though, through the season if he wants to challenge Eliason. As for other guys, I think we'll need to see more from several of them to really consider them contenders. Tyler Courtney has shown speed, but this is going to be a big transition to full-time, wing competition. I think some wins are possible, but topping guys like Eliason and Marks for the title will be a tall task. I think Lucas Wolf will be hungry, but he had an absolutely abysmal 2020 and will need to rebound a big time from that. I also think Ian Madsen has plenty of speed, but again, we'll need some consistency, consistently finishing up front on a nightly basis. From there, could we see someone take a big step? Can somebody like Bill Balog transfer his IRA success to a higher level of competition? Can Justin Peck or Hunter Schurenberg make some big improvements? I'm just not sure right now. I think either way, though, this is going to be a really, really entertaining season of All-Star Racing in 2021. Looking to the weekend, this will be the All-Stars' first trip to Screven since 2012, so a lot of these drivers will be seeing this racetrack for the first time. Looking at the analytics prediction formula, the numbers favor Aaron Reitzel this weekend thanks to his domination of the series the last few years. He will be in attendance with his new Roth team, but he's not a favorite by much. Reitzel finished 2020 as the hottest driver with the series, grabbing the win on the final night to go along with his third straight championship. You can watch both nights live on Flow Racing if you cannot be at Screven in Georgia. We talked last week on the show about the questions surrounding Daryn Pittman's 2021 schedule after Hefner Racing tabbed Tim Schaefer to fill the seat of the 72 for Florida and beyond. His plan was to scale back his schedule this year and start working towards life beyond the driver's seat, and it seemed like the Hefner 72 would be a good ride to do that in. But the switch to Schaefer, along with Pittman's comments at the Chili Bowl about seeing him more often this year, left us wondering what was up. In a story posted to SprintCarUnlimited.com yesterday, Pittman told Jeremy Elliott that the business deal he was working on fell through at the very last minute, and that he's looking to put more rides together than originally planned. Right now, he's got a deal with former World of Outlaws champion Jason Myers to run some of the West Coast Outlaw events, but is working the phones looking for more. Pittman's final World of Outlaws season this past year didn't go as he would have hoped, but he showed he still is, definitely capable of winning races with his victory at Lawton Speedway in September. He was the 2013 Outlaw champion and is 9th all-time in World of Outlaws wins with 86. In short track Super Series action last night at Bubba Raceway Park, it was Eric Rudolph picking up the win on the opening night of their modified season. He battled Stuart Friesen through the entire 35 laps, with the two swapping the lead multiple times. In the end, though, it was Rudolph in victory lane with the $5,000 check. Matt Shepard finished second, Friesen third, Max McLaughlin fourth, and Mike Maresca rounded out the top 5. The modifieds are back tonight for a 6,000 to win show and Saturday for an 8,000 to win show. If you can't be at Bubba Raceway Park, you can watch all of the action live on Dirt Track Digest TV. If you missed it yesterday, I dropped a new Conversations episode. This one features Zach Morgan. We did sort of a 2-part conversation with Zach to get the full story of his first attempt at the Chili Bowl. Zach has a unique set of challenges, but thanks to Jacksonville Speedway's Tommy Casson and car builder Flea Ruzick, he was able to compete in Tulsa. If you haven't listened yet, I definitely recommend checking it out. You'll have a hard time, walking away not smiling after this one and with a ton of respect for Zach. Find the show in this podcast feed or on the DIRTRACKR YouTube channel. There are 6 items on the streaming schedule today. Dirt Track Digest TV has the Short Track Super Series from Bubba Raceway Park, like we just mentioned. Besides Flow 24/7, Flow Racing has the All-Stars from Screven and UMP Modifieds from North Florida Speedway. Mav TV Plus has the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series at East Bay, and Speed Sport has IMCA action from Cocopah Speedway. To see the full daily streaming schedule through the weekend, visit DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. That's it for the show today. Hope everybody has a good Friday and a good weekend. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe and leave a review. You can also watch the show every day on YouTube and Facebook. Those likes and subscribes on YouTube are appreciated as well. You can email the show at at info@dirtracker.com. I do check those every single day. You can follow Dirt Tracker on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Dirt Tracker. You can check out the website for all kinds of cool dirt racing stuff by visiting dirttracker.com. If you'd like to get email updates from Dirt Tracker, you can sign up at dirttracker.com/newsletter. And you can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you on Monday for more Dirt Tracker Daily.